Hello, Mr. Barry's geometry class. I am looking at this Pythagorean theorem, converse and classifying triangles, and I have some information up here for you. I believe, let me double check here. I believe this is due tomorrow. It's due on the 2nd. Today is the 3rd, I'm sorry, today is the 1st, third month. And this would be due on the 2nd. So we have to have this information up top here. And I'm not sure in class which order he went. I went with this order. I went with acute, right, and obtuse. So if a side squared plus b side squared of a right triangle is greater than c squared, then the triangle is going to be acute. If a side and b side, I said right triangle, there's only right. If a squared plus b squared equals c squared, then we're talking about right. If the two shorter sides, you square them, I should word it that way, and you add them and they're less than the longer side squared, then the triangle is obtuse. One thing we have to remember, and this comes from these directions, that the sum of two smaller sides must be greater than the third side, or else it is not a triangle. Okay, so the two smaller sides, for instance, these two smaller sides, 7 plus 3, must be greater to be a triangle. So 10 is greater than 9. So 10 being greater than 9 means that it is going to be a triangle. So we're good. I have 3 squared plus 7 squared equals 58, and 9 squared equals 81. 81 is greater than, so greater than, C is greater than, the bigger one is greater than, so it's going to be obtuse. Obtuse is what I check off. Then I have 4, 11, and 16. So 11 plus 4 is 15. 15 is not bigger than 16. Boom, it's not a triangle. I have 18 and 24 squared equals 900. 30 squared equals 900. That means it's a right triangle. I think you're getting the hang of it now. 31 and 35 squared added together is 2,186. 39 squared is 1,521. So the A and the B is greater than the C. So A and the B greater than the C squared is acute. So that's why I marked acute. Kind of going backwards a little bit, just figuring out one side of a right triangle here using the Pythagorean theorem. A 35-foot wire is secured at the top of a flagpole to a stake in the ground. If the stake is 14 feet from the base of the flagpole, how tall is the flagpole? So 14 feet, 35 foot, that's going to be your hypotenuse. We don't know the B side. Remember, the shorter side of the legs of the right triangle coming off of the right angle, we have A and we have B. Across from the right angle is the hypotenuse, which is your C. So I have 14 for my A and 35 for my C. So I have 14 squared and I have 35 squared. I'm going to take that 35 squared and I'm going to subtract the 14 squared. I end up getting something a little bit more than 32, so that flagpole is a little bit more than 32 feet. 32.08, I rounded to the nearest hundredths. Try all those even ones on your own. By the way, I haven't mentioned that yet, and don't worry about making mistakes. Learn from them if you do. Remember, there's no such thing as failure. You just learn from your mistakes. It's a learning process. Here we go. These two, if I add them together, yeah, they're going to be more than 21. So it's going to be a triangle. So 15 squared plus 16 squared is 481. 21 squared is 441. So when A and B squared are greater than C squared, that's going to be an acute triangle. 10 squared and 24 squared give me 676. 26 squared gives me 676. They are equal. That means it's a right triangle. And lastly, I have a squared plus b squared gives me 265. C squared equals 289. And so the 289, the c squared, is greater than the a plus b. So I am going to have an obtuse triangle there. Really hope this helps, and good luck with those evens.